Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 4 of Civilization 5 as France. Still going for that culture victory. Things aren't going too bad at the moment. We have managed to get our third city up and running. Keep running into a little bit of happiness issues and a lot of barbarian issues, but we are dealing with them slowly. There's the Colossus built by Halle Celeste, which is a little bit of a pain. Leon can fire upon the enemy. We knew we had some barbarians around there to deal with, so that's not going to be too problematic. We do have gold nearby, and we also have spices nearby, so hopefully our borders will spread to those before somebody comes and drops a settler down to ninja them. I may well end up just buying that gold tile, but we'll see how things go. It's going to be important for us to have luxury resources of our own. They don't have to be unique, but it is going to be important for us just so that we can get ourselves some chateaus later on. Well, we finished that caravan, and I think what we're going to do now is get ourselves another worker. Start getting some of these improvements done. You can carry on having a look around here. We found some tundra. Caravan. Now, there was a quest, and I think it... Was it Ur or was it Kaisel? You don't have a quest, and you're already allied with the Iroquois. I do have enough... No, I don't even have enough money to bribe you. Oh, I've got no money at all in this game. It must be Kaisel then. Yeah, Kaisel want a trade route. The problem with Kaisel is they're having quite a bit of problems with barbarians at the moment. But I'm going to take the risk anyway, and we're going to try and establish a trade route with Kaisel. Hopefully you're not going to path right through the middle of a barbarian camp. You watch it come up and say trade route lost. Trade route established. Enemy is near. Enemy spotted. Unit promotion. No, we're good. Okay, so let's take you guys. We will might as well give you accuracy 2. You've already got accuracy 1, and we'll actually finish it off with the archer, because that way the archer will get the XP. You don't get any XP for finishing a unit off with the city, so there's no point in doing that, really. Unit needs orders. Might as well continue to have a look around up here. Oh, look at that. Another barbarian camp. What a surprise. And another city-state, though, so not a complete loss. I'm sure we'll get fired at by those archers. Certainly would like to find who the last AI is. Oh, we didn't get fired at. Colour me impressed. Belgrade. So a little bit more gold there. We will just nip up here just to see if there's anything up in that corner of the map. I think you guys can just go on to alert. We are probably going to need another archer, which we'll get down in the capital at some point. This city is a little bit remote. There's definitely space up here somewhere for another city, I think. Wouldn't really give us much in the way of unique resources, but there's not an awful lot of good spots on the map. Most of the good resources all seem to be up near Ethiopia, because they have this massive incense, and they've got sugar, they've got gold. Yeah, they seem to be doing quite well. That's probably the edge of the map. Not quite. Interesting. Okay, you guys were going to work on the citrus. Now, this is one thing about upgrading things on jungle tiles, is that you actually end up losing food because you're removing the jungle. And of course, later on, you can, if you got the right pantheon, you can actually get science from the jungle tiles as well. But we're going to go ahead and do that anyway, because we need to get the citrus connected up. Let's go on to the next turn. I might get bored of moving the scout around manually soon and just put him onto auto explore. Although he'll probably just run straight into a barbarian camp and get himself killed. That's generally what scouts tend to do when you put them on automatic. But let's just continue. Oh, look, there's another barbarian camp. Yeah, probably not an awful lot up here to see, so I think we're going to head south, try and skirt around that barbarian camp and head sort of down in this direction, if we can. Still one civilization we haven't met, who's actually right at the bottom of the scoreboard at the moment. Might be worth later on seeing if we can get Maria and Hiawatha to go to war with each other. Ur actually desires a trade route now as well. And we can actually reach them, so it might be worth building a second trade route. We're one turn away from completing that worker. Maybe we will get our second trade route. It would be nice to get the influence with the city-state. It would also be nice to get the additional gold as well. Declaration of friendship with Austria. No problem at all with doing that. Let's go ahead and do that. If they're friends, they're less likely to attack us. Somebody else has founded a pantheon, which is obviously Iroquois. They have chosen Sacred Path, so they get +1 culture from jungle tiles. Again, that should have been something that I should have done, but I will be getting rid of a lot of the jungle tiles to put in the chateaus. Okay, so we've got ourselves another worker. Let us go ahead and get the caravan first. There are a few other things that I would like in here, like the stoneworks and the granary and just loads of stuff in general, but and, you know, some actual units to defend ourselves. But I think we're going to go ahead and get the caravan for the time being. You are working your way around here. Hopefully, if we can keep our distance from those barbarians. So we've got another worker now. What do we do with you? Might well be worth coming down there and building a farm, because that is a relatively good tile. And then we will have to send a worker across at some point to Lyon, just so that we can sort this out. You're actually stagnating now, because you've decided to work that tile. Although, to be fair, that's the best tile you've got. 10 turns until border growth. Yeah, we need to get that wheat straight the way, really, or build a farm. So, as much as I didn't want to spend the money, I think what we're actually going to be doing is buying that tile. And now we can actually work that, and at least now we won't stagnate. Still going to be slow growing, but at least we are growing. This is the thing with Civilization 5. It never quite works out how you want it to, or how you expect it's going to. I suppose... Oh no, those barbarians didn't actually attack my scout. I'm very, very surprised there. I was just having a quick look just to see if the camp was empty. I thought maybe I can nip in and ninja it if Ethiopia was attacking it, but sadly they aren't. Of course, there's all these units blocking the way, so I can't really get through that way. Guess I could try and get open borders with Austria, but I don't really want to have to pay for them. Got to be careful here because I'm within range of the archers, and I may well get attacked by the brute. Well, we're in the classical era. I think we're going to go south and just try and keep away from everybody where we can. Choose a research. What do we want to get next? What could be useful for us? Guess we could start working into mathematics and then work our way into currency. Or do we want to go into construction first? I guess what we should do actually is get the wheel and we can get some roads. And that'll sort out some of our money problems. Some but not all. We'll certainly get a couple of our cities connected up with one another. What are we on faith-wise? 161, and we're now getting an extra 6 a turn because Orleans has just grown. Yep, looks like we can get through there. So how many road tiles would we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might just about pay for itself. You guys are going over there to build a farm. Orleans has grown. It's going to take a little while for it to... Right, let's not work... It would be nice to get the extra faith, but I think at the moment the food is a more important tile. So let's go ahead and do that. Just keep you on production focus as much as we can, to be honest. We're unhappy again anyway, so we're not actually going to grow. So we certainly need to get some of our happiness issues fixed. Leventa and Cahokia no longer need our help, which means somebody's probably finished off their barbarian camp for them. Some horses over here. It's been a long time since I've actually played a game of Civilization 5 and had happiness problems, but this is only really my sort of second game on Emperor. There we go. Temple of Artemis completed on turn 87, which is quite a long time. That research was done pretty quickly. Really got to think now about where I go into. Do I want to get the lighthouse It might be good for the growth down on Orleans, and we're definitely going to need optics at some point because we want to get astronomy so we can get the observatory later on. There again, construction for Colosseums could be just as useful because we are having a lot of happiness problems. So I think that's what we're going to be doing. Going into Colosseums, or going into construction so we can build Colosseums. Just having a quick look around. Again, we are stagnating, but as I say, it's expected because we are unhappy, so we don't grow. Your cities automatically avoid population growth when unhappy. Could still probably do with another worker. No longer friends with Kaiser. A little bit of a shame, but I can't really do an awful lot about that right now. See, Austria's got some units on the go. They've even got a catapult. They're probably going after Hiawatha, which wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Paris, you have completed the caravan. Fantastic. What do I want to get over here? Can't build anything for happiness. Well, the stoneworks. The stoneworks would give me happiness. So let's go ahead and get the stoneworks for the time being. Orleans is going to build me a library, and I'm actually going to purchase, if I can afford it, a workboat, and that's going to go and connect up the Wales. And that'll be the happiness problem solved for a little while. And trade route to Ur. And that will hopefully make them like us a little bit. Still not bottom of the score. You want me to give you 1 gold per turn? I'm actually going to do that. Normally I don't, because I think it's very, very cheeky when the AI just asks for something. But it does give you a major diplomatic boost with them, so it's worth doing it. And I was making 10 gold per turn, so it was only 10% of my income. Leon demands Wales. That's great timing, isn't it? Because we're just about to connect Wales up. So there we go. We now have Wales connected. So that means Leon will get a Wheel of the King Day and will grow really, really quickly. And that will put us in a position where we are unhappy again. Still do have that one civilization to find. Now here we go. I have a spare citrus now. And you want to give me iron. I would much prefer if you gave me ivory. And you will. There we go. So now we're actually out of our happiness issues for the time being. You don't like that I'm getting friendly with her. I don't care. You've got the same problem as well. Once again, I still don't care. I've reconnected for Cahokia, so we'll get a little bit of a reputation boost with them as well. Just about to find another city-state as well. Found Mombasa. Obviously, we're not the first people to find them, but at least that does give us a little bit more gold there. So, yeah, we know you've done the citrus. What are we going to do with you now? Do we bother getting the roads constructed first? Or do we get you over here? I think we're going to move you over in this direction if we can, assuming there's not loads of barbarian camps around. We'll get this wheat connected up. We may then buy our way out to this gold tile if we don't spread there by then. We are actually going to spread there in 2 turns, so we can then go and get that gold tile connected up. And that will be another luxury resource and some more happiness. So that's going to work out quite nicely. I'm happy about that. And then we'll probably spread towards the spices, although that will take slightly longer because we'll have to buy mountain tiles or expand to mountain tiles first. And the AI, when it sort of auto-expands its borders, doesn't really value mountain tiles because they are worthless. You know, there's no yield from the tile. You can't actually do anything with it. Let's go down to the south. Love to find that other one that we are missing. So what do I want to do here? Do I want to connect the sheep up straight the way, or do I want to get on with building the road? I think I actually want to get on with building the road. It does cost 1 gold per tile to maintain, but getting it connected up is probably going to be useful for us. So we'll go ahead and start work on that. There's no point growing the cities too quickly anyway, because we don't have the population to work them. Hiawatha looks like he's trading with us, which is nice, because that'll be bringing something in, probably a little bit of extra gold. Unit needing orders. You guys still. Another natural wonder discovered. Where is it? I can't even see it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, well, again, too far away for me to work, because most of the wonders are. There are some wonders that I will literally move a settler to the other side of the map for and plonk down. Some of them are really, really good, but most of them are just not worth it. Who's built the Terracotta Army? Is that somebody that we haven't discovered yet? I hope it's not Catherine, but you never know. What would we like to research next? That is a very good question. Possibly mathematics into currency. It's not a bad idea. We do need to get our National College up and running as quick as possible. That's definitely something we need to do. Although it might be worth also getting horseback riding, and the reason I say that is we can get a caravanserai in our capital. Because we are going to be doing a lot of trading from Paris, simply because it's going to be caravans, because we don't have... it's not coastal, so... That's probably the best thing to do. Up to 14 happiness now. We sorted that happiness issue out quite quickly, which is nice. Still got to find that last AI. They have actually... Oh, we've got a great profit. Fantastic. They have actually now sorted out the little bit of a cheat that you could do, where you could go and speak to another civilization and look at their diplomacy to try and find out who the remaining civilizations were. But now, if it's a civilization you haven't met, it just doesn't show. So they've fixed that bug, sadly. Paris, you have finished the stoneworks to give us even more happiness. Let us go ahead now and get ourselves a composite bowman, I think, at this point. Because we don't have an army at all right now, and that could be very problematic. You finish that section of road. Let's go ahead and do the next one. And we have ourselves a great profit. Let's go ahead and found a religion while we still can. And we'll give it the usual vaultology. There we go. And what do we want to take for our founder belief? +2 gold for each city following the religion. Tithe. Tithe is always really nice. Let's go for tithe. And follow a belief. We can get cathedrals. Cathedrals would be really good. Because they do give culture, faith and happiness. I actually quite like cathedrals. Yeah, we're going to go for cathedrals. The faith buildings go really, really quickly. So getting that nice and early, that is really, really good for us. I'm happy about that. And it means that taking Desert Folklore wasn't completely wasted. We do still need to get quite a lot of temples and shrines and things built. But I think ultimately it'll work out okay. Got to be careful, because that barbarian camp has definitely respawned. Don't think we need the iron just yet. I'm going to move these guys here, and we'll get them working on that. I'm also going to move the archers down. We'll try and deal with this camp if we can. They shouldn't be able to get to us because of hills and river crossings and stuff. But at least we should be able to take some shots at them with our archers. Go and clear the camp again. Of course, it'd be a little bit more gold in the bank. So let's move you guys there. Well, actually, we need to move you there so you're within range. You should be safe. You guys connect up the food first, then you'll go and connect up the gold. Ah, there we go. It's Assyria. So let's go ahead and go for mutual embassies. We can see where you are on the map. Yep, you're right down there in that corner. Okay, so at least we've now met all of the other civilizations. We've actually got quite a boost on score now that we've founded our religion. We're 4th now. Not terribly far behind Russia, which is a surprise. Here, Arthur's dropped down to 2nd, and he's been overtaken by Ethiopia. So what have we got going on here? You are basically just going to fire at this guy. I could have actually upgraded to a composite bowman and probably should have done, but we should be able to take them out without too much of a problem there. Let's continue looking around anyway. There's still plenty of the map to scout. I'm not sure what we're going to find, though, to be honest. We may find the odd natural wonder. We may even find another city-state or two that we've missed. So it's always worth trying to find the city-states. It's very unlikely that we're going to find any ancient ruins. That's unless we start looking on little offshore islands. But so, Leon needs a new production. You finished your library. So what do we need over here now? Getting a granary could be useful, but let's get a shrine because it's only 8 turns. And we'll continue to fire at you. Shouldn't be too difficult. Let's keep looking around. We'll head for that hill because it'll give us a bit of a height advantage. Should be able to see. Won't be able to construct the road on this turn because reasons. Crossing the river. So it's used up all of our movement. I don't want to go too mad with workers. I know a lot of people do tend to really spam out workers, but I generally find that a couple of workers is normally enough for your first few cities. So we've researched horseback riding. Let's go mathematics into currency now. I think that's probably going to serve me best. We might change our mind if the situation changes between now and then, but we should be okay. Let's just keep trying to weaken these guys as much as we can. And let's get up on that hill. Bit of cotton around. We still definitely have some space that we could expand to. We could definitely drop another city or 2 down. We could expand down to the southwest of Paris. We could also expand up to the north. And we could even possibly go to the northeast a little bit towards the city-state. So it's not too bad. Hiawatha's completed the Great Wall. I'm glad I'm not trying to attack him because that would just be hellish. We should be okay. Paris has completed that bowman, which is nice. Do I want the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus? Nobody else has built that yet. And we are going to have quite a few great people. Being able to build that would be really, really nice. It could be an absolute waste of turns, though, if it doesn't work out. Let's give it a go. Let's see if we can increase our production. And I don't think we can, because I think we are working all the good production tiles. So we'll see how that works out. 4 turns and a new citizen is born, which is not terrible. That's a little bit of a pain now, because they've actually just spawned a swordsman. We are still safe on this turn, because the swordsman's going to have to... We'll get a river crossing penalty. Although it could move to that tile and attack us, so we will back off on the next turn. I'm actually going to start moving this composite bowman over there, so he can help as well. I just don't want to end up losing my worker, and it will be nice to clear that barbarian camp as well. Public declaration from Ethiopia. City-state's turn. We'll see what the barbarians do. Oh, it looks like it didn't attack me. Okay, let us move down. Got another social policy now. Yeah, he's moving towards us, which is going to be problematic. We need to back off, and we will upgrade the unit. We also... What do we want to do? Do we want to take aristocracy? Yes, we might as well, because we're currently building a wonder. And we've got 11 turns on that wonder. So if we go ahead and take aristocracy, it takes it down to 10 turns. It's only 1 turn, but hell, if I hadn't have taken that policy and I'd have missed it by 1 turn, I'd have been slightly miffed. We've met Ormus. Fantastic. So there's another city-state. We'll keep scouting around as best we can. Almost looks like Morocco are on a little island. I mean, I know this is Pangaea, but sometimes Pangaea maps do have little bits of island. But I think that it is probably connected to the mainland, even if it's just by like a small strip. That's very interesting there. Looks like Austria's...
Mathematics is
we've got mathematics now. Austria's scout actually took one for the team there, which is unusual. So what are we going to do? Well, we're definitely going to shoot at you. Probably not with the worker. That's unlikely to work. The worker can move over there. As I was saying, we're definitely going to shoot at you. Only thing that worries me now is that Austrian scout might go and clear the camp. Which would be an absolute pain, but oh well. Not the end of the world if they do. I'd sooner lose the camp and keep the units than lose a unit to get a few gold from a camp, so... Although the camp definitely needs to go one way or another, just so we don't have to worry about the barbarians. They are being attacked by the swordsman. I'm glad I upgraded it to a composite bowman, otherwise it would have got ripped apart. I don't think that bowman's going to get much more XP now. It's probably XP capped, and indeed it is, so we'll actually use this bowman to finish them off. You guys can continue to move over there, and we'll get that gold hooked up. Not really anywhere else that you can go here, so we'll start working our way back up north, and we'll see if we can skirt past Assyria. Caravan. We could go ahead and put some religious pressure on Brantford. Now, I would be getting some science from them if I do that. So let's go ahead and do that. Helps to keep them happy as well. You guys can just heal up. And we'll go and see if we can clear that camp on the next turn. That's assuming Austria hasn't done it already, which is quite possible. Austria's actually bottom of the score now. Hiawatha's back on top. I'm still fourth. I should definitely start thinking about getting a fourth city. I have the happiness, but there aren't any spots at the moment that are really jumping out at me and saying you really should get this city. So, at the moment, I don't know what would be a good place to head towards. Let's have a look. Just see if there are any good places. And we could go in this direction. We would get potentially some more citrus. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because that is out of the range of France. We could go up here and get some marble. There just aren't really any good spots. Having only 3 cities is going to be quite low, though. Might have to have a look down here, but I think this is mainly going to be mountains, which isn't really going to help me. So we'll have a look down there anyway, just to see what we've got. And we'll end this turn. Yep, Austria are definitely down there. This is the reason why I didn't want to attack that brute camp, because if I had have done, Austria would have just taken it straight the way. And I can't grab it. I mean, I can move these guys closer and move these guys across the river, but I'm not going to attack them on this turn, otherwise Austria will just move in there and clear the camp straight the way. Leon has finished its shrine. We'll go ahead and get a granary in here, I think. You guys are definitely going to work on the gold. And we've got one more road tile to do. As for you guys, you're just going to sit there and do nothing. And that's the end of the turn. We've gone well over the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to wrap the video up here. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you are still enjoying Civilization 5 on Emperor difficulty as France. And I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.